All I really wanted to see from the Knicks tonight was how they were going to handle the Raptors up-tempo style. They want to get out in transition. And so for the Knicks, you got to take care of the ball. You got to tighten up transition defense, make sure that you lined up and defending. But I thought the Raptors did a really good job, man, of playing fast, and they had the Knicks really spinning on their heads in that first quarter, trying to keep up. Knicks had about 4 turnovers in that first quarter. So I thought the Raptors did a good job there. Then, obviously, their head of the snake, Brandon Ingram, I mean, just his ability to just get those tough shots and firing over guys. He had OG. He caught McCall. So B.I. starts getting it going early. But then, I just felt like this was going to be a game where the attrition was going to kick in. Because ultimately, with no RJ, with no Quick, I just felt like the Knicks were ultimately going to, lock in and wear the Raptors out with their talent and ultimately lock in defensively. And that's what they did. You had Jalen with 20 points in the first quarter. He finished with a game high 35. Second quarter is where this thing really turned. And it was OG against his old team. Turned into an absolute demon. It turned into Dikembe Mutombo. Absolutely transformed. And that was that, man. Bodega got into it in that second, had the crazy dunk on Pirtle, and Knicks really never looked back, man. Good win.
It was a great win, man, for the Knicks. And look, there was some iffiness there, but I thought overall they did what they had to do. I mean, outside of the first quarter, where it was just the B.I. Brunson show, which they were just trading shot for shot. As you mentioned, it was the second quarter where they just turned up. OG being the rim protector that, was the unexpected rim protector for this team. I mean, just the blocks. I mean, the 2 strips that he got, the block and the strip that he got on Grady in that second quarter really put the Knicks in position just to take them to task. And I thought they did a phenomenal job. And just looking for opportunities to get guys involved. And the biggest beneficiary of tonight, Josh Hart, man. Man cannot miss from downtown. Open shots. People have to start respecting this man. You can't just throw a center on him. You can't just leave him at the top of the key by himself. This man is torching the nets, making it. This is what's fantastic, man. With him shooting the 3-ball like that, you can then leave him in without any question in that starting rotation. Because the biggest gripe, even for the last couple of years, it's like, yo, if you're going to be out there, man, you got to take the open shots. Yep. Otherwise, guys are just going to be sagging off into the paint, making it tougher for Jalen or anybody else to drive. But if he's going to keep doing this, man, then Brunson, Cat, Clarkson, anybody is going to have open enough lanes to go attack the basket just because you cannot leave him alone at the top of the key. But I thought Josh Hart, man, especially in that second quarter, I know you talk about OG. Hart was just on another level, man. Getting steals, going out transition, getting deflections. Man was all over the place tonight, man. So I thought he was instrumental in that takeover in the second quarter as well.
Yeah, 4 of 7 again from downtown from Josh Hart. Just continues to shoot the ball with confidence. 8 of 11 from the field, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. So, yeah, as you said, Josh Hart, absolutely phenomenal. You had all 5 Knicks starters in double figures. And then another storyline going into this was with the absence of Deuce McBride, who was going to step up on the bench because going into tonight, the report is now that Deuce is undergoing more tests on his ankle. Stephen Bondi reporting that he's hearing it could be a high ankle sprain. So this could be Deuce being out for a little while longer. So, Clarkson to me was the guy with the target going into this because he was cold going into this game. Started the game along the same lines. It was a little herky-jerky. It was a little cardiac in the beginning. Defense was rough. Offense was
the
tough.
2 missed free throws, my man. Woo!
2 missed free throws, but then I thought he settled in. And one thing that I just liked his overall floor game, attacking the basket. He still got to the free throw line, which you like. And then in the third quarter, he settled them in with 2 consecutive scores. And in the fourth quarter, he had a key offensive rebound that led to a Mikal Bridges 3. So, you factor in no Shamet, no Deuce. And I'm looking at this rotation. It's the starters and Clarkson because the Knicks really don't have any options out there. So, he's going to be getting run with the starters. And I thought he had a key hustle play that helped kind of lead to those daggers in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely, man. And even Mikal had some daggers in the fourth quarter. I mean, just from the mid-range alone. I mean, you can't just leave this guy wide open. And the one thing I love is that with the off-ball movement, the screen settings, the off-ball screen settings, just to get a little bit of space open for Bridges, just to get a catch, a dribble, and a jump from the elbow, man. I mean, he is just so automatic at that point. And when he hit that one in the fourth quarter, I was like, it's all over, man. You're just, there's no way, because the Raptors tried so hard, started from the third into the fourth, trying to claw their way back, all right? You saw she just trying to get in there and just trying to create something, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's attack of the paint, trying to knock down threes, it wasn't working, man. And then when you get Bridges out there, I mean, he's not going to have the flashy stat line every single night, man.
Yeah.
But 6 of 14 from the field gets you 15 points, 3 of 8 from downtown, 5 boards, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Guy had the second highest plus minus on the team. I don't really take that into consideration a lot, but you could just see it, man, just how he was affecting the game. I mean, he didn't stop BI. BI still got his, but he did enough defensively and working off ball just to create havoc for the Knicks tonight.
And Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson, our player of the game, 35 points for Cap, 13 of 19 from the field, and 6 of 9 from downtown, bro. And this one was interesting because it was like, from the beginning of the game, he was just like, yo, I'm not passing the ball. The ball was not moving tonight, folks, in that first quarter. It was conflicting, because on one hand, I'm frustrated, like, they're not getting their paint touches, they're not getting their sprays, they're making this more difficult than they need to. And then Cap would just hit every shot that he took. So then it's like, what can you do? You know, it's like Mike Brown says, like, certain guys need to go along with the system and other guys are allowed to deviate. Mm-hmm. That is Captain Clutch Jalen Brunson. When you see that the basket is as wide as the ocean, just let him go until you can't no more, man.
Yeah, and look, I mean, at the same time, like, he tried to get guys involved. No one was really doing anything. The Raptors actually came out with a lot of aggression and slowed other guys from getting to their spots. And that's where Brunson said, you know what? If no one else is going to be doing anything, let me get out the cape early and let's start getting early. Because the other thing, too, is that you saw BI in the first quarter just knocking down shot for shot, just shooting over everybody. I mean, he was even knocking down threes early on. Yeah. So Brunson had to show up, man, in this one. And if you go to, like, just rewind the game, you saw it was a closer game in the first quarter. They were trading shots back and forth. There was enough lead changes where, like, okay, Brunson's going to help us stay in this one. And then once the second quarter came around, that's when all things, broke loose for New York. And this is why you need somebody like this, man. This is where you got to appreciate Jalen Brunson. 35 points. Can we just also say it is not just 35 points, CP. It is the hyper efficiency tonight. 13 out of 19 from the field. 6 of 9 from downtown. Now, I did miss 2 free throws, but still 13 of 19, 6 of 9 from downtown. That's fantastic. And when you get this from your superstar, this is why he is a superstar. Someone needs to take control, because this game in the first quarter could have easily gone, all right, no one's got to answer for BI. No one's slowing him down. No one's going to show up right now. So now we're going to have to work from a double-digit deficit just to get back into this thing. Brunson said, not today. I'm just going to make sure that we still are in this thing and wait for my guys to get rolling too. And then sure enough, they did. And that's what superstars do, man. They just call their number when needed. And that's also why he's a phenomenal point guard, man. In today's day and age, when a lot of the point guards just score a lot, they have to recognize when it actually is time to score and when it is time to facilitate. And he can do both of those things at a very high level.
Yeah, Cap was absolutely sensational and in his bag. And as I said, led all scorers with 35 points. And the primary reason, and Brent Barry talked about this, I don't know, I don't know if you watched this on MSG. I was watching CK, but I was also, obviously, with it being on Amazon, I was listening on Amazon as well. And Brent Barry was talking about the fact that he was surprised that Darko didn't go with length on Brunson, like maybe even try a Barnes or someone of that caliber, just to try to disrupt him a little bit. But then you look at the Raptors, like, they didn't really have anybody else to go out there and handle that defensive assignment because they were so shorthanded. That would have given them a matchup disadvantage somewhere else on the court. So they had to settle for their smaller guards trying to slow down Jalen, and we all know that's not how you get them. You can't beat him with smaller guards because, yeah, you can try to be physical, you can try to bump him off his spots, but he's just as physical, and he's still going to get to his spots. you got to try with the length and using wingspan to try to slow him down or try to force difficult shots, and they didn't do that tonight.
Yeah, and I think the other thing too is that they were hoping that Scotty was also going to give them something offensively, and maybe from that standpoint too, they say, hey, we don't want to put in probably a normal situation. If you have Quick, if you have RJ, and you're fully healthy, you're saying, hey, you know what, we could do that because we can match up somewhere else. However, you're gonna ask then Sky to like go 110% on defense to stop Brunson, and then also ask him to go 110% on offense. Now, he is like one of their top guys, so you should expect a two-way performance from him, but I think they also have to keep that in mind, like saying, this is a very potent offense. We don't only have to look out for Brunson. Other guys can get going as well. So if you just try to take out Brunson, then it could be a night for McCall. It could be a night for Cat. So like you can't really pick and choose in this type of offense just because, look, they're a top 3 offense in the league right now, CP. It's just picking your poison at some point. And so I think for what Darko was thinking, saying, hey, we're going to leave it the way it is. Hopefully Scotty can keep up with BI and keep us in this game. But, hey, Brunson was able to take them all to task. Didn't matter who it was.
Now that was Cap, man. He said, I ain't passing the ball tonight. We going to Vegas on me, baby. And here he was after the game, Al, Captain Clutch, meeting with the MSG crew. Let's hear what he had to say. Here we go.
The scoring was amazing.
Hang on, let me give you guys a little more volume. Didn't think the volume was all that hot there, Al. Let me give you a little more volume. All right, here we go.
Defense in the second quarter, some of the best defense we've seen the team play. What turned it around?
Them scoring 39 in the first. It was easy for them, and they're a good team, but we had to back down.
Oh man, what's up with the volume here tonight, man? Hang tight. Salute to everybody in the chat. Is that here? Listen if that's on your end too, Al. Let me see.
A little bit.
Yeah, now it's a little sounds like he's in Transformers. Is that you too?
Yep, I hear that as well.
All right, so we got a little transmission difficulty. Not us. It's on MSG, man. Those are the folks with the $1 billion budgets. It's not on us, Al. Not on us.
A little dubstep for these guys.
A little
right
dubstep, but we got to keep a quality audio product here, so we had to divert from the Cap interview. But as he said here, you got a good job by MSG. They gave you the subtitles next to it. Maybe that's why they posted it like this. He said, we're playing for more than just us. Captain Clutch.
Josh Hart is my role player of the game tonight. Just because, like I said earlier, he went 8-11 from the field tonight, got you 21 points, 4-7 from downtown, still getting you 6 boards, 4 assists, and 2 steals. The man was all over the place, CP. You talked about OG in that second quarter. Josh Hart was just as impactful in that second quarter. Like I said, getting deflections, causing turnovers, just causing chaos, getting out in transition. How about those transition finishes, CP?
Yeah.
Through contact, okay, over taller defenders. He said, family show you guys. I'm coming out here trying to get a victory tonight. So Josh Hart, man, was just doing the damn thing, and he continues to show why he's being left in the rotation. Yes, the shooting helps him, but he's also a connector. He's another playmaker out there. And so it shows 4 assists, but there's more opportunities that could have been had tonight just by the way he's able to find guys as he's driving down the lane and trying to get to the cup, right? You talk about paint touches. We talked about in the past where you used to see RJ, Randall, all those other guys that used to drive and get into the paint so that way you could force the defense to collapse. He is that type of guy too because he could finish around the rim very well. So Josh Hart in tonight's game, man, that's just with the effective shooting, how he's causing the defense to collapse, how he's playing defensively, and just the entire overall package that you're getting with Josh Hart right now in the starting rotation, especially in tonight, he's my role player of the game.
Yeah, Josh Hart was absolutely major. I mean, if you think about that stretch that he had, what was it? Was it the third quarter that it came out with 9 straight points to open the third?
I think it was.
I believe the
was.
third. If we take a look at this, let's look at the play-by-play. Salute to everybody in the chat. Yeah, he makes 3-pointer by Josh Hart. Then Barnes hits a jumper. 3-pointer by Josh Hart. And then he gets the 3-point play. So Josh Hart opens the third quarter for the Knicks with 9 straight Knick points. to really set that tone. And by the time he converts the free throw, they open the quarter from a 17-point lead. He converts the free throw, and it's 24.
Yeah,
20,
and
24.
don't forget, CP, and don't gloss over the tough finish that he had against Scotty Barnes.
Yeah,
and he
that
he
was
had a
M1.
terrible fall. He had I'm worried like, he's already got a jacked finger. All right, this thing is looking crazy.
Yeah,
but hey, don't ruin my guy, man. Do not hurt my guy anymore. All right, he takes a lot of hard falls.
It's a good job by you. That's a good explanation and a good breakdown by you. However,
oh my God, where are we going?
you know where I'm going.
Why
man?
is it Gerson Yabusele?
You know where I'm going, man. He returned home. He was a demon. The demon came from Madison Square Garden on Sunday against the Magic. He went back home to the 6. He's home. He's not on the road. He's home. All the Raptors fans, they're friendly. They're probably all shouting him out in the crowd. The dog was home. He returned home, and he was unleashed against the Raptors. That second quarter, bro, when he turned into Dikembe Mutombo, as you said, he sent Grady Dick packing. All right? I don't think Grady was. I think Grady was ready to go home after that. Sent him packing.
Awful. Grady was awful, by the way.
Oh yeah. He's been pretty bad since he's come to the league. It changed the game. I thought that changed the game when the Raptors shot 20-some-odd% from the field in the second quarter. I thought it was a dog. I thought he transformed the game. The one steal that he converted into the dunk, the 2 blocks that he had, and then, like I said, in the second half of that third quarter, he shut B.I. down. I don't even know if B.I. touched the rock in the second half of that third quarter. His ball denial was insane. Squeezing through the screens like he was on top of him like white on rice. I thought he smothered him, and then offensively, he got what he needed, man. He had a nice 3 in that fourth quarter. Nice corner 3 from the fourth. OG, man, he's ramping up well, man. That's my role play of the game, sir. Let's get to the key stats of the night. 117-101. The Knicks get the job done. We heading to Vegas. Let's tell the people how they got there, Al, by looking at the numbers. The key stats of the night brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Knicks, hey, good shooting night from the field, man. 53% shooting from the field. We talked about the guys that really spearheaded this, 40 to 43% from the Raptors. Knicks shooting 46% from downtown to only 29 for the Raptors. And then this was not one to be won from the charity stripe for either team, even though the Knicks got to the charity stripe 28 times. They shot 61% from the field. Can't even blame it all on Mitchie because Clarkson missed some, Cap missed some. But then the Raptors shoot 12 of 18 from the field for 67%. The Knicks 48 to 37. They win the rebounding battle. And assists-wise, only 19 assists on 42 made field goals for the Knicks to 28 for the Raptors. Total turnovers. Both teams turning it over and conceding the same amount of points, according to ESPN stat sheet. 14 turnovers leading to 23 points respectively for both teams. I haven't seen that in quite some time. And the fast break battle, Raptors winning 19 to 16. Largest lead of the night out, 24 for the Knicks to 6 for the Raptors.
There you go. There you have it. I think the biggest thing tonight is one, battling on the boards, 48 to 37. Love to see that. Not going to go into too much detail. You already know my thoughts and opinions on this. You got to be able to control the glass, especially when you get to the postseason. But my thing, really, man, you got to get better with the free throw shooting, man. You cannot be doing this. I mean, I get it. Look, Raptors team missing their guys. Like, they don't have enough talent out there to keep up with a team like the Knicks. But this is just unacceptable, man. 61% from the free throw line.
Yeah.
These are free points. You can't be missing stuff like that. Otherwise, everything else is great, but, man, free throw line is just god-awful.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the rebounds, winning the rebounding battle tonight. I thought that was pretty big for the Knicks in terms of just slowing down the Raptors and getting their own second chance opportunities. The big bodega, Karl-Anthony Towns, leading the way there with 16 of his own. Yeah, we talked about Mitchell Robinson. Mitch had 4 of his 5 rebounds were on the offensive side. Clarkson with 2 offensive rebounds as well. Then the rest of the guys following suit: OG 6, Hart 6, Brunson 3, McCall 5. So I just thought the squad overall rebounded the ball very well tonight, and I'm going to go with that one as my key stat of the night. But I'm with you as well, man. The free throws have got to be cleaned up because, look, you got fortunate that you played a severely shorthanded team that's a work in progress. But on other nights, it's not going to be so easy. So definitely want to see them knocking down those free throws. Mitch is one thing, but especially the guards, like they've got to be able to knock that down. Cap 3 for 5. You had Clarkson 2 for 4. And then Karl-Anthony Towns missed 1. And then Mitchie 2 for 8.
God, man.
I take that back. It was all Mitchie tonight.
It was. I was about to say. I was waiting. I was like, wait until we looked at the numbers.
It was all Mitchie tonight, man.
Good Lord, man. Mitch.
Cost of doing business, I guess. Cost of doing business. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. The key stats of the night, Al, brought to you guys by our friends at DraftKings Sportsbook, man. We're only a few weeks in, and the NBA season is already wild. Stars are going off like Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson. You got the rookies making noise, and the action doesn't stop because we are headed to Las Vegas. But DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA, is where you can get in on all of it. Hey, for you Missouri listeners out there, if you guys are from Missouri, DraftKings Sportsbook is now live in the Show Me State, so get in on the action. But for you new customers, bet just $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. And that's by downloading the DraftKings Sportsbook app and using code KFTV. Bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY, which is 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, the pass-through per wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. So Raptors fans, if you're listening right now, you can't get on DraftKings. You got to come over the border. Restrictions apply. Your bet must win to receive your bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required and additional terms at dkng.co/audio. Once again, this is a limited time offer.
The thing is, man, when we got JB, the buckets come so easy that it's almost like I hate to say it, but it's like we taking that guy for granted. Like, it's like you could book this guy for 25, 30 a night, and it's like it's so easy the way the game comes to him, like offensively, man. It's honestly the blessing, man, to have that dude. Cat, a few things on him, man. Like, I feel like he was putting up his arms a little bit more on defense tonight. All he has to do is put his hands up, literally, and that's how he was able to get a few blocks. But you see these dumb fouls here and there again. But I feel like the Browns team is actually working with him because I see a little bit of an incremental change on him. And then when it comes to the wings, man, McCall and OG is like pretty much they're the ones that like got the second quarter cooking. Hart, if we could get this Hart, man, what's happening here is that teams have to respect that shot. So they're closing out on him, right? They're closing out on him at the 3-point line. Mm-hmm. So. And if you're noticing, a few teams aren't putting any more of the big centers on him because what they were doing was putting the center on Hart and then putting the wing, like smaller wings on Cat. By him shooting this well, it's forcing opposing teams to put like forwards on him, which works out well for us. And then the other thing is, man, the last thing is Clarkson, just don't shoot any threes, man. Just get to the lane. Just get to the lane, keep creating. That's what I want to see. Good overall team win. I want the get back. You got to watch out for Suggs, though, because that dude knows 535K.
Hey, watch out for Suggs. Watch out for Bane. Hey, this is a good rivalry brewing up, man. I like where this is headed. I like the fact that this is game 4 between these two teams. We practically have a playoff series already on our hands between the Knicks and the Magic, and we're only a quarter of the way through the NBA season.